Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the south spawn of... oh, I don't know which map this is. No idea, but anyway, I'll put it down below the start of the video. Could always check it now. I'll cheat, shall I? I'll cheat. It's Turning Point! Okay, I had to cheat there. I just switched to the page where it's actually located to find out which one it was. Yep, it's Turning Point. To be honest, I must admit, I've never played this map. I've been so busy on videos for the past 3-4 months that I rarely play the game anymore, and this is one of the maps which I've never got around to playing. Anyway, we can see that Mike is in the 212A with the 203mm howitzer, which is capable of doing 900 alpha penetrating 52mm with standard ammo, and with the special it will do 1200, and with the AP it'll do 600 258mm of pen. He's lining up a shot in the object travel 7. He does get a hit for 266, and he's getting stun assist, which makes that shot with the HE round, the stun round, much better. I think it's one of the main reasons why so many players are still using the lower powered HE rounds, because they do have stun, which means obviously you can pick up the assist. And if they gave that stun at the higher levels or for the special HE, then I think most people would still play it there, even if it was slightly more expensive. But the fact that there is no stun on the special shell, the number 2 slot here, or the AP, means that there's just really no point in using them, unless of course you can guarantee you can hit the target. Okay, looks like next target's going to be the object 705. Now the other good thing about the 212A is you get healthy load of ammunition, but there's 40 rounds in this particular Arty. And that means you've got more than enough to play a game. 145 off that shot, it landed behind the 705. This is a tier 9 game with tier 8 tanks in it. The big problem with the Object 261, and we just got stunned by the enemy Arty, is that you don't get enough shells. And the 261 can run out of ammunition if you're not careful. And that means you will potentially run out of ammo during the game and not be able to get any more damage. I think Mike needs to relocate now, because he's already been stunned once. It's because the enemy Arty worked out where he was and put a round nearby. If he doesn't move, he's going to get hit. Now, he did hit that Striv K for 348, and that was a decent shot. But I would say move now. Whatever you do, move quickly. Find a new firing position, because I think the enemy Arty knows where you are. If you get stunned in the next few seconds, it was entirely your own fault for staying around in the same spot. If the enemy sees your tracer and they know where you are and they manage to stun you, you have to relocate. You can't sit around. Rounds out. Hits the front of the ship, sort of the stern of the ship actually, because it is the stern, but unfortunately only stuns the enemy tanks. Under these circumstances, where there is two tanks together, then it would be ideal to actually switch over to the higher powered ammunition. Not the armor piercing, because I don't believe the armor piercing is any point in having that in the game at all. In fact, that's why Des Games said you can fire as much premium ammo at me as you like, because you won't hit me. And he's right about that. But a shot like that was perfect for the premium rounds, and he hit both of them. Smacked the Striv K for 334. He stunned the it's the other one, and there he has been hit, you see. And both shells landed very close to where he was located. Now, he didn't lose any hit points, he only got stunned, but I think that does tell you something straight off. Find a new firing position as soon as you've been stunned once. Don't ever let the enemy get another chance to hit the same spot. Move about a bit actually as well. You don't have to stay in the same spot. He's loaded, he's ready to go. He's going for the Striv Ks again. There are 2 of them. Here we go. Rounds out. Yep, and another nice hit. 250 from one, 133 from the other. I changed positions straight away. Just alter where you are. Move sideways slightly, or just mix it up a little. And he's been hit again. You see, this time round he did lose hit points, and he didn't move enough. If he'd moved when I said right after he fired, I don't think that would have happened. But the shell from the enemy Arty landed right behind him and stripped away some of his hit points. So I think that's the reminder. You have been located. They know where you are, and they are lobbing rounds at you as soon as they see where the shell came from. Okay, he's now going to go for the Object 257. He's leaving it just behind the vehicle and gets a hit. Now move! At last he's doing it good. Now that shell was intended for him, but because he wasn't there, it missed and it's wasted. It's not doing anything for the team, for the enemy team that is. I'm surprised they've not actually gone after the Su-14 too, who's only a short distance away. Now the 212A was designed to be built on the KB222 hull. Unfortunately never got built. It would have been quite an interesting Arty if they had built it, because it would have been fairly mobile, keeping up with the tanks as fast as they could move, because after all the KB220 was quite a big heavy tank. And the Su-14 too, which is nearby, that's quite slow by comparison, because of course, as you know, that one was built based on the T-35 heavy tank, and that's a very, very poorly designed tank, that one. Nice hit, change position, and he's doing it good. Yes, unfortunately that one's poorly designed, mainly because of the configuration. It's too long. Instead, there has to be a certain ratio of the width of the vehicle to the length of the vehicle. And if it's too long, as the T-35 was, it was too long, it can't move effectively or as well. And that was a kill shot from the Object 705 on the 257. Yes, so if you've ever seen a film of a Soviet T-35 tank being moving at a display, and they still do have some available, some that are able to move about, and they are very slow. They pump out a huge amount of smoke as the diesel engines try to push it as hard as they can. It's a monster tank. It really is very, very big indeed. And I suppose given that at the time the Soviets didn't really have powerful engines for their tanks, so they had to make do with whatever they could, and those engines weren't very fuel efficient either, so a lot of smoke from them. In fact, if you saw the video I put up just recently for Mike, where he was in his Su-130PM and his Su-100Y, those tanks were actually powered by boat engines, or rather torpedo boat engines, because the Soviets could build decent torpedo boats, and so they actually used those engines because they were much bigger engines. But that really was much of a one-off thing. Okay, the team are doing well because there's only two enemy Arty left. The one who was firing at us earlier, the M53, M55 and the GW Tiger P. The ISU-152K, or it's not a K, sorry, it's the ISU-152, the standard one, the tier 8 one. That's still alive on the enemy team and their Char-Future 4. We've just seen where the Char-Future 4 is. He's actually down in the south near our cap. And we've seen where all three of the other remaining enemies are. They're up in the north, but it looks like Mike is going to focus on this Char-Future because he just actually took out our one of our tanks, the Kampfpanzer 07 RH, and Mike just got a hit on him as well, just as he disappeared. So he is going to be badly damaged, but I think Mike does need to move north now because that might encourage that Char Future force forward to change course, head towards the cap and see if he can take out the enemy Arty, or our Arty. And the Su-14-2 isn't particularly fast, but the 212A is. It can do 35 kilometers an hour forwards, and you can see here he's motoring quite nicely. Of course, another good thing about this tank was the fact that it was enclosed, which meant, of course, you could actually use vents on it and vent purges as well, and that will massively improve the crew skills in terms of reload time, dialing in on target. It just makes you a better Arty altogether. The 212A is quite a decent Arty. Lots of people said it's a fun Arty to play, and it's very fast with the reload for a 203mm gun. Okay, so there's only one enemy left and we're about to cap out, so I think this game is going to be over without another shot being fired. Yep, it's over. Oh, I think he fired blind there. I don't think he was on target, but or was he? Well, he fired blind anyway. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for Mike1963_1 in the 212A. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 7 and nothing else, unfortunately, but he did get a sizable amount of damage. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage, but he got the second highest damage in the game. The Char Future 4 that was alive at the end, he got 3,717, whilst Mike managed to get 3,234. He was the only other one on our team. Well, there was another player who managed to get more than 3,000. That was the GW Tiger P on the enemy team. So 3 players got over 1,000, but Mike was the only one on his team who got over 3,000, and that Char Future 4 beat him. 3,234 is not bad. It's very good, actually. Let's have a look at the number of kills. Well, that one went to the AMX M445 Liberté. I think it's, no, it's a 51. Sorry, I got that wrong. That's the tier 9, I think, that one. He got 3 kills. 3 kills went to the Object 705. 2 kills went to the Strip K, the TNH 105 1000, and also to the Char Future 4. When it came to base XP, it was the TNH who did the best with 1088, 999 to the Strip K, 979 to the Object 705, and then's Mike with 979 as well. So he's actually joint third on this game. They both came in with the same base XP on the game. Mike fired 12 rounds, got 7 direct hits on the enemy, 0 penetrations, 15 splash, damage of 3,234 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. So he hit more tanks because even though he only fired 12 shots, he hit 15. The reason for that, obviously, he was double hitting those Strip Ks when he was firing the rounds in, and that's why he got a first class tanker and such a high amount of damage. He was doubling up the amount of possible damage by hitting 2 tanks at once. That's where I think if he'd actually fired the premium ammo on that one, not the armor piercing but the stronger HE, I think he would have ended up with much more hit points and possibly even taken the high caliber. 3 hits received by way of splash damage. Well, he didn't move as much as I suggested he should have, but in the end he got the message and did relocate, but only after losing hit points. 6 enemy vehicles damaged, no kills, but 2,912 hit points of stun assist of 15 stuns, so combined damage was not bad actually, it was over 6k. 38,313 credits from the game, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away profit of 28,310, 979 XP, 2,938 from personal missions payout, 4,407 experience points altogether. I think that was a pretty good display of how the 212A can actually get the damage, but I would say though that Mike does need to remember to relocate after not every shot, but just about every shot. I think if we don't work out that the enemy isn't trying to target you, then you can stay in the same position and just keep lobbing shells out as fast as you can. But if you have an inkling that the enemy Arty is focusing on you, then you have to relocate, and relocate every shot if they're looking for you. If rounds start landing anywhere near you or stun you once, keep moving, and keep moving for the entire battle. Otherwise, you will end up in trouble. But it was a good display, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do let other people know that we've got a second channel called The General, where there's a huge number of replays. I pump out replay after replay in the evenings while I'm watching videos, and I'm doing videos at the same time, which is quite amusing because it doesn't actually take a lot of effort if you get it in order. If you get it just right, then you don't have to make commentary. It's just a matter of setting the replay to run. You can still watch it whilst you're watching other videos, but it's and you do pick up a lot of tips and tricks from watching these videos, because it's amazing what some people do to earn a Pools medal. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.